Hi there and welcome to Position 1 Power Equipment. My name's Adrian and today we're going to look at the P5200EA Earth auger. So I've laid the box contents out on the table for you to see. First of all, we have the main head unit. Then we have the three augers, 100, 150 and 200mm diameter augers. And all three of them are supplied. Comprehensive user manual. I do suggest that you read the manual. And a small toolkit. Now in the toolkit is your combination spark plug spanner, a small screwdriver, a large and small Allen key, an 8 to 10mm spanner, and then you have the three drive pins and locking pins for the individual augers. So there are one for each one of the augers. And they're all identical. And then we have the two-stroke oil and fuel mixing bottle. And that's exactly what comes in your box. As far as assembly of the unit goes, there is very little to do. I will show you how to fit an auger onto the output shaft, and we'll go through the 40:1 two-stroke mixture. To fit an individual auger to the head unit, you will notice that on the output shaft is a cross-drilled hole and a matching cross-drilled hole in the augers. Simply slide the auger onto the end of the engine output shaft, lining up the two holes, and fit the drive pin provided. Once you've fitted the drive pin, using one of the R-clips, simply use the R-clip to fasten the drive pin in position. And that is how to fit the individual augers. Your earth auger has a two-stroke 52cc petrol engine. With a two-stroke engine, it is imperative that along with the petrol, a two-stroke mixture is added. This particular engine uses a 40:1 ratio of semi-synthetic two-stroke oil with fresh unleaded petrol. A bottle comes with the unit, and there is a mark on the bottle at the top here which shows 576.92 millilitres is the number written on the bottle. But if you fill with fresh unleaded fuel, and be quite accurate with this, up to the line that's shown, and then using a suitable semi-synthetic two-stroke oil, fill it up to the 600 millilitre mark. This is explained in the manual. With the semi-synthetic two-stroke oil, fit the lid, give it a good shake, and then use that to fill the fuel tank. But the mixture ratio is 40:1 semi-synthetic two-stroke oil mixed with fresh unleaded petrol, and it's absolutely imperative that you do use the two-stroke oil. The engine will seize within half a tank if it's not used. Okay, when filling the fuel, this here is the fuel filler cap. Simply remove the fuel filler cap and fill with the two-stroke and petrol mixture to within about 25mm of the top of the cap. Having filled it, put the cap back on firmly, and the machine is now ready to use. Next, we'll go through the starting procedure. To start your earth auger, the first thing you need to do is to prime the carburetor. The primer bulb is located here between the fuel tank and the carburetor. Simply push the primer bulb 5 to 6 times until you see fuel in the primer bulb. Having primed the carburetor, we now need to apply the choke. To apply the choke, use the choke lever on the top of the carburetor. To the left, away from the fuel tank, is the start position, and that applies the choke. To remove the choke, to the right. To apply the choke, to the left, away from the fuel tank. So having primed the carburetor, applied the choke, we now need to switch the on-off switch to on, which is down, away from the end of the handle. Forward will kill the engine and stop the engine. Backwards is the start position. Push on the trigger lock, which enables you to pull the trigger, is the first step. without pushing the trigger lock, the trigger will not pull. Push on the trigger lock, pull the trigger, and then pull start the earth auger. If the machine starts or attempts to start, turn off the choke back towards the fuel tank. If it attempted to start, then pull start it again and it should start readily. If the engine is warm, you will not need to use the choke and can just pull start the engine. Let it idle for a few minutes before attempting to actually cut, and to increase the RPM, the auger will not be turning on tick over, and to increase the RPM, again, pull back on the throttle lever to speed up the engine and to start the auger turning. And that's how to start your earth auger. To stop the auger, simply push forward on the on-off switch. To start, pull back. So to sum up the starting procedure, firstly, prime the carburettor, 2 to 6 pushes on the primer bulb. Turn the choke on, which is to the right, away from the fuel tank. Switch the engine on, which is back with the on-off switch. That would be off, back is on. Push the throttle lock, pull on the throttle and pull start the unit. Should the unit start or attempt to start, turn off the choke, and if it only attempted to start, then pull start it again. If it's already started, then obviously you won't need to. Leave it run for 2 or 3 minutes before starting to use to let the engine warm up. And to use it, simply pull on the throttle and that will start the auger in motion. To stop the unit, simply push the stop switch forward and the engine will stop. For a warm start, you probably will not need to use the choke, so you just need to switch it on and pull start the unit. And that's how to stop and start your earth auger. Well, I do hope you found this demonstration useful. If you need any help, you can contact www.p1pe.co.uk. I've been Adrian and happy drilling.